It is Wednesday, March 11th, 2026, and a major winter storm is unfolding across large parts of Canada, particularly Ontario and Quebec. A powerful series of low-pressure systems is pushing across the region, bringing a dangerous combination of freezing rain, heavy snowfall, and intense ice accumulation. Meteorologists from Environment Canada are calling this event extensive, widespread, and prolonged, which highlights just how serious the situation is. Hundreds of weather warnings have already been issued across both provinces as the storm intensifies. In several areas, freezing rain could accumulate up to 30 millimeters, an extraordinary amount capable of coating roads, trees, power lines, and buildings in thick layers of ice. Conditions are already deteriorating, and travel across many regions will become increasingly hazardous as the day progresses. In northern Ontario, snowfall warnings are currently in effect across several communities, including Blind River, Chapleau, Timmins, Cochrane, and Iroquois Falls. These regions are expected to receive between 10 and 20 centimeters of snow through the day. Additional snowfall warnings have also been issued for Kirkland Lake and Temiskaming Shores, where similar accumulation totals are expected. Further west, areas around Sault Ste. Marie and Smooth Rock Falls will also see snowfall amounts in the range of 10 to 20 centimeters, combined with local blowing snow that may reduce visibility and make driving extremely dangerous. In wilderness areas such as Lady Evelyn Smoothwater Provincial Park, snowfall is expected to begin later tonight and continue with totals reaching 10 to 20 centimeters as well. With these conditions, highways across northern Ontario, including sections of the Trans-Canada Highway, could become extremely treacherous. Moving southward into central regions, communities like Greater Sudbury, North Bay, and West Nipissing are facing a complex mix of winter precipitation. Snow, freezing rain, ice pellets, and rain are all expected to occur at different points throughout the storm. This kind of mixed precipitation can create particularly dangerous road conditions as surfaces repeatedly freeze and thaw. Manitoulin Island and the nearby town of Espanola are under winter storm warnings through Wednesday evening. In Little Current, residents can expect a combination of snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain that could produce up to 15 centimeters of total accumulation. Ice buildup of around 4 millimeters is expected across parts of Manitoulin Island, making roads extremely slippery and increasing the risk of accidents and power outages. Eastern Ontario is expected to experience some of the most severe impacts from this storm. The Ottawa region, including Ottawa itself, along with nearby communities such as Orleans, Richmond, and Metcalfe, is under freezing rain warnings. Environment Canada is warning that this will be a high-impact weather event for the Ottawa Valley. Locations including Renfrew, Arnprior, Calabogie, Petawawa, Pembroke, Deep River, and Whitney are also in the path of significant freezing rain. Ice accumulations across parts of the Ottawa Valley could reach between 10 and 20 millimeters, with freezing rain potentially continuing for as long as 24 hours. Such prolonged freezing rain events are capable of causing widespread damage to trees and infrastructure. Heavy ice can weigh down power lines and branches, leading to breakage and significant power outages across the region. Further warnings extend across towns such as Bancroft, Barry's Bay, Haliburton, and Oxtong Lake, where freezing rain is expected to persist through much of the day. Communities including Smiths Falls, Perth, Calabogie, Plevna, and Sharbot Lake are also under freezing rain warnings. Along the St. Lawrence corridor, cities such as Cornwall, Alexandria, Winchester, Prescott, and Russell are preparing for prolonged freezing rain conditions. Officials warn that extended utility outages are possible due to the heavy ice loads expected on infrastructure. Residents are being urged to prepare for power disruptions and to avoid contact with any fallen power lines, which may remain energized even if they appear inactive. Central Ontario is experiencing a slightly different pattern, with freezing rain gradually transitioning into rain as temperatures fluctuate. Regions commonly known as cottage country, including Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Huntsville, and Baysville, are expected to see freezing rain early before temperatures rise slightly and precipitation changes to rain. Muskoka and Parry Sound areas, including Port Carling and Port Severn, are also under rainfall and freezing rain warnings. Roads throughout these areas will remain icy and slippery during the transition period, creating hazardous driving conditions. Southern Ontario is primarily dealing with heavy rainfall from this system. Along the busy Highway 401 corridor, including Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, Vaughan, and Markham, rainfall warnings have been issued with expected totals ranging from 20 to 40 millimeters. Burlington, Oakville, Hamilton, Milton, and Halton Hills are also under rainfall warnings through Wednesday. Niagara Falls, Welland, St. Catharines, and Grimsby are facing similar rainfall conditions. Because the ground in many areas is already saturated or still frozen from winter conditions, this rainfall may not be easily absorbed, increasing the risk of localized flooding. Communities further east, including Kingston, Napanee, Belleville, and Quinte West, are also under rainfall warnings, while nearby areas may still experience brief freezing rain before temperatures rise. Officials are advising drivers to avoid flooded roads and low-lying areas near rivers and creeks where water levels may rise quickly. Across the provincial border in Quebec, the storm is also producing significant impacts. Environment Canada has issued freezing rain warnings across southern Quebec, including Montreal, Laval, and Longueuil. Ice accumulations between 20 and 30 millimeters are possible in these areas. The City of Montreal has encouraged employers to allow workers to work from home if possible to reduce travel risks during the storm. In Gatineau and communities surrounding the Ottawa River, freezing rain is expected to continue throughout the day as the storm system moves slowly through the region. Further north in Quebec, winter storm warnings are in effect across Saguenay, Charlevoix, and parts of the Côte-Nord where heavy snow and strong winds will create blizzard-like conditions. Some areas may receive between 30 and 40 centimeters of snow within a 24-hour period, accompanied by winds reaching 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. These conditions will create near-zero visibility and may lead to road closures in some regions. This entire weather event is being driven by a classic meteorological setup known as an overrunning pattern. In this situation, warm, moist air moves above a layer of cold air trapped near the ground. Precipitation begins as rain in the warmer upper atmosphere, but freezes instantly when it reaches the cold surface below. This process creates the thick ice coating that defines freezing rain events. Authorities across Ontario and Quebec are strongly urging residents to prepare for power outages and dangerous travel conditions. Emergency officials recommend having flashlights, warm blankets, extra food, and water available in case electricity is lost for an extended period. If generators are used during outages, they must be operated outdoors to avoid the deadly risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Looking ahead, temperatures are expected to remain cold after the storm moves through, which means that the ice accumulation may remain in place for several days. This could slow down power restoration efforts and continue to create hazardous road conditions. Officials emphasize that the safest course of action for many residents today is to stay home if possible, monitor weather alerts, and check on vulnerable neighbors who may need assistance during this severe winter storm.